Hi, I'm Laura with Outdoor Beginner. I'm a certified running coach specializing in beginner runners, and I'm really excited to be supporting Running Start this year. Today, I'll be talking about dynamic warm-ups, what they are, why you should do one before every run, and how to fit them into your packed schedule. A dynamic warm-up is a moving warm-up. So instead of a static stretch, like just standing in your driveway and trying to touch your toes, you want to be able to move around to really warm up all your muscles, tendons, and ligaments for the impact of running. Doing that will help you prevent injury and will hopefully help the beginning of your run feel a little bit less like a rude awakening. There are tons of options for dynamic warm-ups and everybody has their favorites. So I'm going to show you my 4 favorites that I learned from Dr. Mike Herrera, who's a physical therapist at Evolution Physical Therapy in Golden. They're a great resource if you ever do come across an injury, but hopefully these warm-ups will help keep you injury-free. The first move we're going to start with is called a toe walk. This is the most straightforward of all of them. You're going to rise up onto your toes and stay on your tippy toes the entire time. This is not a race. You're really trying to engage your calves. This is a good beginning engaging of your core to help with your balance. You want to take nice, slow, methodical steps back and forth for about 30 seconds. Each of these moves you'll want to do for about 30 seconds. Okay, the next one is called a heel walk. So we're reversing it. Instead of keeping our heels up the whole time, we'll be keeping our toes up the whole time. So you start by walking on your heel. The hardest part here is keeping your toes up to the sky the entire time. So again, you might have to take super tiny steps at first as you're getting used to this, and then eventually you'll get a more natural stride going. If you feel this in the front of your shins, that's normal. That's where you're supposed to feel it, and it's helpful to warm up that muscle. Remember to keep a proud posture, shoulders tucked back, chest out. All right, this next one is called a hamstring sweep. This is where it starts to get a little bit silly looking, but I promise these will be helpful for warming up your body, getting it ready to run, and preventing injury. So with a hamstring sweep, you're going to plant one leg out in front of you. Your front leg should stay straight. Your back leg may need to bend depending on your own personal mobility and flexibility. Once your heel is out, you sweep downward. You may get as far as I am, you may get farther than I am. It totally depends on your body and flexibility. Sweep downward and roll back up through your foot. Some people like to continue the arm sweep all the way up, but that is personal preference. If you like that little bit of warm up in your arms, go for it. Now we'll go the other leg and sweeping down. Your hips should come out behind you a little bit if you do need to bend your leg. Try to keep your back flat as well. All right, and again, we're doing each of these moves for 30 seconds or more each. The last one, we roll everything together. We're gonna start with a heel, roll through your foot, pick up your back leg, calf raise, and forward. If you need to break this down into smaller steps as you work on your balance, that's totally normal. Do so by planting your heel, rolling through your foot, really making sure you've got a solid base on your foot as you lift up this back leg. Take a moment, calf raise, back down, then take your other foot forward. Again, this will become more fluid as you practice more often. As you begin to start this, if you can only get this, millimeter off the ground, totally fine and normal. This will look different for everybody depending on what's available in your body. And that's it. I know it can feel a little bit silly to do some of those exercises in public. My husband certainly pokes fun at me for them, but it will really go a long way in preventing injury and helping you feel ready to run. If you don't have a driveway, you can always do them on the sidewalk out front of your house, along a parking spot, or if you've driven to a trailhead, just at the beginning part of the trail, especially if it's flat. You can also do these inside when it gets really hot or really cold, especially when it's really cold. You don't want to get cold while you're trying to warm up. So when you're running through the winter, you can go ahead and do these in your living room or anywhere that you have space inside. The last part of your dynamic warm-up that's just as important as all of those moves is to walk. You want to budget about 5 minutes of walking time for the beginning of every run to keep warming up your muscles and also get your heart and lungs going. I know that this can seem like just another thing to try to fit in, especially with a demanding work schedule, if you have kids, or if you're a caregiver, or all of the above. But really try to think of your runs as a block of time that also incorporates about 10 minutes for a warm-up. So if you're trying to schedule a 20-minute run, you want to actually be looking for 30 minutes of time in order to give yourself plenty of time to do your dynamic warm-up moves as well as your walk. If you have any other questions about dynamic warm-ups or anything else at all about beginner running, please reach out to me at outdoorbeginner@gmail.com. I'm really proud of you for tackling this program and trying something new that might also be a little bit scary. You're doing a great job, and I'll talk to you soon.